Hi, this is Kathy. In this video, I'm going to show you another way to create a table. I'm going to show you how to insert a table from the Insert tab using the Table command in the Tables group. This is the table that we're going to create this time. To create the table, I'm going to create a new slide. So in the New Slide arrow, I'm going to click there, and I'm going to create a title-only slide. So this title will display here, and then I'll show you a way to create this table on the slide. So title only, and then this is the content placer for your title, and then I'm going to show you how to create the table. With this method, we're going to use the Insert tab on the ribbon, and then over here on the left, you have a table button in the Tables group. So I'm going to click the down arrow, and a table grid displays. You can move your mouse over the grid to choose the amount of rows and columns that you like. I'm going to choose a 4-column, 3-row table. So in the grid, it shows that I have a 4x3 table, and if you look on the slide, you'll see that as well. So once I have the grid drawn, I can just click in the grid, the last cell, and the cursor jumps into the first row of the table. By default, this table will have the same design as the last table that we made. As you may recall from the last video, you can change your style in the Design tab in the Table Styles group. I'm going to turn off the header row like we did with the last table. And as you see, the table is not positioned on the slide where we want it, so I'll show you how to move it down. You can click one of the borders. When you're pointing to a border, you'll see that quadruple-headed arrow. You see that there? And that will select the whole table. You could use the arrows on your keyboard to move it down. So right now I'm pressing the down arrow. If I press the left arrow, the table moves to the left. I can press the right arrow to move it to the right, and the up arrow will move it up. Now I'd like to show you how to align the table on the slide a little bit better. On the Table Tools Layout tab in the Arrange group at the end of the ribbon, click Align. Align Middle. It allows you to center it vertically on the slide. If you'd like to center it horizontally, you would click Align Center. To delete columns, you can just select the columns, and then in the Rows and Columns group, click Delete and choose Delete Columns. To add a row at the end of the table, simply click in the last cell and then press the Tab key. All right, again, so this is what your text is going to look like when you're done with this table. I'm going to show you some other ways to edit the text in this table. So I'm selecting the text in the table cells, and on the Table Tools Layout tab, I'm going to talk about this alignment here. So I already talked about the alignment on the Arrange group. This would be the cell alignment in the Alignment group. So right here, this would be left align. That's the way the text is formatted. If I choose Center, it centers the text horizontally, and this is right align. So I'm going to put it back to left align. All right, and then this row of alignment buttons has to do with the vertical alignment. So this aligns the text at the top of the cell, center of the cell, and the bottom of the cell. I'm going to choose to align it to the center of the cell, so that's vertical centering, and the text is lined up horizontally at the left. You can manually change the size of your rows and columns by pointing to the border between the rows and columns and dragging the border to the left or to the right. You can do that same thing with the row by positioning your mouse between a row and dragging it up or down. I'm going to click Undo to change that. But if you have any questions about the options on the Table Tools Layout tab or the Table Tools Design tab, post it in the discussion board for me. I hope you enjoyed this video with the table command in the Tables group on the Insert tab on the ribbon.